Hey everyone! Today we are diving into an essential topic that connects so many areas of science and engineering, linear and nonlinear systems. Why are linear systems so important? How do they simplify our understanding of the world? And how do we deal with more complex systems that aren't linear? Let's explore all of these step by step, starting with the basics. Why are linear systems so important? Here's the deal, linear systems are everywhere. The main reason they are so useful is that they are predictable and easier to analyze compared to nonlinear systems. Even if a system is naturally nonlinear, we often find ways to approximate it as linear. That's why engineers love working with them. It's like solving a puzzle with rules you can count. Take a simple example. The equation of the line y equals mx plus b. Level 1 of linear. One equation, infinite possibilities. Let's start with a small. Imagine we are working with a single linear equation like 5x plus 4 equal 3y. In this form, we we should first transform it to a standard form ax plus by equals c. And after that, we try to transform to a standard form of matrix GW equals H. Level 2, handling multiple equations. Now let's look at the complexity. Think about an electrical circuit with multiple currents and voltages. Instead of solving each equation manually, we can express them in a matrix form, for example, ax plus b. For example, a electrical circuit like this, and V1 equal 10, I2 equal 120, V1, I3 equal 3, I1 equal I2 minus I3. And we can transform it to a y equals ax plus b, and after that solve the matrix form like this. Level 3, multiple linear equations with changing input. And what happens when inputs change? Let's make things dynamic. Suppose V1, the input voltage, starts varying over time, like V1 t equals 10 sine pt. In this case, all the electrical circuit changes as a matrix. And level 4, adding frequencies. What if we add more complexity? Say V1 becomes V1t equals 10 plus sine pt plus 0.1 sine 10 pt. In this case, we have three parts in V1, 10 sine pt and 0.1 sine 10 pt. And for this electrical circuit, this each part each part affects on the matrix individually, and the sinusoidal voltage source like this. Level 5. Let's talk about memory. Up until now, we've assumed memoryless systems, but real-world systems often depend on their past states. For example, if you are modeling a capacitor in a circuit, you will need to use differential equations. In this level, we talk about linearization of a function, and we should change our uh, thinking and modeling for linearization. And if we want to know a function is linear, we should think about this equation. F a dot xt plus b dot yt equals a dot fxt plus b dot fyt. And the last one, level 6. Finally, let's put all Put it all together. Imagine a system with multiple inputs, outputs, and even derivatives. We can represent this with a general matrix equation: a dot x plus b dot x dot equals h. Linear systems might seem simple, but they are the backbone of so much of what we do in science and engineering, from single equations to dynamic systems and even differential equations. They give us tools to solve problems, innovate, and create amazing technology. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoy it.